When was the beginning? If you pause for a moment, then look at your phone. Look at your bank account on the screen. Look at the camera mounted on the street corner outside your window. And ask yourself a question that most people never stop long enough to even consider. Who? Yes, who actually decided what you're about to do next? Not in a philosophical sense. Not in theory. But in practice. Because over the last 50 years, something fundamental has shifted. Not suddenly. Not violently. Not through a dramatic collapse. Quietly. We didn't lose freedom in a war. We didn't lose it to a dictator. We traded it. Piece by piece. Click by click. Update by update. We exchanged privacy for convenience. Anonymity for security. Autonomy for optimization. Today, you can still vote. You can still move. And you can still speak. But the infrastructure around you, this invisible system, is tracking, filtering, and guiding your behavior. Did you know that? Not just what you do, but what you're likely to do next. So ask yourself, is control quietly replacing freedom in the Western world? You won't find the answer hidden in conspiracy. No, it's embedded in the system itself. The evolution of a lie. Archival footage of historic documents transitioning into modern QR scanning and digital access systems. We are raised on the idea of the free world, Britain, America. Societies built on the sovereignty of the individual. Freedom of speech. Freedom of movement. The right to be left alone. But there's a distinction most people never make. The difference between legal freedom and structural freedom. Legally, you can travel across your country. But structurally, if that movement is tracked by GPS, logged by cameras, analyzed by systems, are you truly free to move? Or are you moving within a monitored corridor? In the 20th century, freedom meant the absence of interference. You were free if the system stayed out of your life. In the 21st century, freedom has been redefined. Now it means permission to participate. You can engage. You can transact. You can exist within the system. But only if you accept its terms. The cage didn't shrink. It became efficient. How it was before the analog anarchy. Grainy 1970s footage. People walking freely, using cash, reading newspapers. To understand what changed, we have to go back. Let's call it analog anarchy. 1970s Britain. 1970s America. No smartphones. No internet. No digital footprint. If you walked out your door with cash in your pocket, you disappeared. Not physically, but systemically. You had something almost unimaginable today, anonymity. If you made a mistake, it didn't follow you forever. If you changed your life, the system didn't remember who you used to be. Back then, the state was powerful. But it was blind. It could tax you. But it couldn't see you. There was friction between you and the system. And that friction created space. Space for privacy. Space for independence. Today, that friction has been removed. Replaced by data. And in a world with no friction, there is nowhere left to hide. Shifting with the three waves of control, Timeline appears. 1980 right pointing arrow, 2001 right pointing arrow, 2010. This shift didn't happen all at once. It happened through 3 waves. Each one solving a problem. Each one introducing something new. Wave 1, the digital ledger of the 1980s-2000. Old paper records transforming into digital databases. We moved from paper to databases. From memory to permanent records. Banks led the transformation. Your financial life became data. And for the first time in history, your behavior could be tracked over time. Not remembered. Recorded. Numbers forming into a score. In the United States, a system emerged, the FICO score. A simple number. Designed to measure trust. But it changed something fundamental. Trust became a metric. And once you become a number, you can be ranked, filtered, accepted, or excluded. Without explanation. Without conversation. Satellites, signals being intercepted. At the same time, systems like Echelon demonstrated something new. Mass surveillance wasn't theoretical. It was operational. Communications could be captured. At scale. The system could now remember. And observe. Simultaneously. Wave 2, the security trade from 2001 to 2010. News footage. Emergency response scenes. Increased security presence. Then came the catalyst. Fear. After the September 11th attacks, the system changed direction. Governments expanded powers. New laws were introduced, including the USA Patriot Act. Surveillance increased. Data sharing became standard. Monitoring became normal. CCTV networks lighting up across a city. And a deal was made. Not hidden. Not secret. But accepted. Privacy, for protection. What was once exceptional, became infrastructure. Cameras didn't disappear. They multiplied. Systems didn't contract. They expanded. Wave 3, the algorithmic era, 2010 present. Then came the final shift. The smartphone. A single device that combines your map, your wallet, your communication, your identity, and you carry it everywhere. Now the system doesn't just observe behavior. It learns from it, predicts it, and feeds it back to you. You search something. You're shown more of it. You engage. The signal strengthens. And gradually, it feels like your own idea. This is where control changes form. From observation to influence. Contactless payments. Digital transactions. At the same time, money becomes digital. Cash begins to disappear. Transactions become data. And data becomes control. Abstract data systems linking together. A new structure emerges. Systems shaping decisions. Algorithms guiding behavior. Optimization replacing autonomy. We arrive in a world where your behavior is tracked. Your choices are guided. Your decisions are influenced. Not through force, but through design. The new face of power. Biometric scans, contactless payments, cookie pop-ups. Control today doesn't feel like control. It feels helpful. Cash is disappearing. Every transaction becomes data. Logged. Stored. Analyzed. Money is no longer just money. It is information. You are not forced. You are guided. Recommendations. Curated feeds. Filtered choices. You believe you are deciding. But your options were shaped in advance. Every agreement you accept. Every checkbox you tick. Every silent click. You are not reading contracts. You are surrendering control. The tale of two systems. US versus UK. The direction is the same. The method is different. The United States, visible authority. Everything is recorded. Every interaction visible. Every mistake amplified. Authority becomes immediate. The United Kingdom, administrative control. Control is quieter. Systems. Compliance. Monitoring. A society managed through structure, not force. The I frontier. Neural networks, automation, predictive systems. We are entering a new phase. Artificial intelligence. AI doesn't just track behavior. It predicts it. Not, you broke a rule. But, you are likely to break one. Imagine a world with no traffic, no crime, no inefficiency. Everything optimized. But no unpredictability. No mistakes. No friction. And that is where freedom lives. Three futures emerge: control, comfort, or balance. Are we free? Democracy isn't being destroyed. It's being redesigned. Quietly. Systematically. The real question is no longer, are we free? It is, how much control have we accepted, without noticing? Because the system doesn't need to force you. It only needs you to comply. And the most powerful system of control ever created is the one you don't realize you're inside. The first step to reclaiming autonomy is noticing where it quietly disappeared. Stay awake.